Lawrence Lamont's 2025 buddy comedy One of Them Days has been riding high in VOD and Netflix charts, thanks to a razor-sharp script by C.E.T. Singleton and electric on-screen chemistry between its two lead actors. Keke Palmer and SZA are perfectly cast as Droz and Alyssa, roommates unexpectedly behind on their rent with only one day to raise the money for it. The jokes come thick and fast in this R-rated laughfest, ranging from slapstick physical comedy to sizzling one-liners. Ultimately, what ties movies like One of Them Days together is the support its two buddy protagonists give each other, in this case on their mission to avoid eviction, but the scrapes that Droz and Alyssa get into also produce plenty of hilarity along the way. The movie is fundamentally good-natured, but it occasionally pushes the boundaries of good taste for even better laughs. Thanks to winning performances from Palmer, SZA, and One of Them Days' supporting cast, which includes Cat Williams and Dustin Iborra, a great script zips off the page to become one of 2025's most quotable comedies. 1. I'm not built for this, neither was that wall. Joe's accident in the kitchen of Droz's diner. Keke Palmer's brilliantly funny One of Them Days character Droz works long hours and night shifts in a low-paying job at a diner, where one of her colleagues is kitchen assistant Joe, played by Dustin Iborra. Joe has a torrid time trying to get the diner's dishwasher to work, instead of leaking water all over the kitchen floor. The first of several standout moments of slapstick comedy in One of Them Days, Iborra's character thinks he's fixed the dishwasher only for it to explode with steam, shooting him across the room and into a wall. I'm not built for this, Joe groans. As he picks himself up, he notices that a crater has formed in the plasterboard behind him. Neither was that wall. This short scene sets the tone for the other laugh-out-loud moments to come later in the movie. 2. You look real alopecia today. Droz trying to compliment her landlord. Keke Palmer looking exasperated at her door in One of Them Days. Out of all the performers in One of Them Days, Keke Palmer is the driving force behind the movie's comedy, with her comic timing and delivery on point throughout its 97 minutes. Her character, Droz, is also responsible for several of the movie's best quotes. This one is what Droz says to her landlord upon finding him at her door. She pauses before the word alopecious, apparently looking for a verbose way of complimenting the person who collects her rent, before instead insulting his lack of hair. Alopecious isn't even a real word, which makes this joke even funnier, as it underscores how hard Droz is trying, and failing, to present herself properly. This reference to the hair condition alopecia, which causes baldness, comes immediately after Droz has been shunned by her hairdresser, too, and she's becoming increasingly frantic about her bad hair day when she answers the door. The one-liner she delivers is characteristic of the kind of offbeat, slightly edgy humor that's made One of Them Days such a record-breaking success. 3. Interest rates? Damn, I thought that was the year of establishment. An easy mistake to make when interest rates are 1900.5%. Keke Palmer looking incredulous next to SZA in an office in One of Them Days. Out of other options, in sheer desperation Droz and Alyssa decide to borrow money from a payday loans company to pay their overdue rent. Things seem to be going well initially, until Droz asks the loan advisor serving them, "What are the interest rates?" The advisor points to a sign on the storefront that advertises interest rates of 1900.5%, a comically appalling figure. Damn, I thought that was the year of establishment, Droz exclaims. This joke is one of the cleverest lines in the whole of One of Them Days, and demonstrates that Keke Palmer isn't just giving a smart performance in the movie. Droz herself is a smart person, with a wicked sense of humor even in a moment of catastrophic crisis. 4. My bags. Droz's bags of blood, that is. Keke Palmer Droz blood One of Them Days. Arguably the funniest scene in One of Them Days is one in which Droz is selling her blood for money at a blood donation clinic. Since she's desperate for cash, she ends up donating 4 bags of blood, which is more than enough to send most people into a coma. When Alyssa notices how much blood Droz's hapless nurse is taking from, she runs over and pulls the intravenous tube from her roommate's arm. Inevitably, a fight ensues, in which everyone in the room gets sprayed with Droz's blood. In the raucous, Alyssa and the nurse accidentally step on the bags already filled with blood, bursting them and splattering various donors, including Droz herself. Of course, in light of her rent situation, Keke Palmer's character is most concerned about the money she's losing with each burst bag. My bags, she cries, in a way that seems completely incongruous with sensible concerns for her own health and the hygiene of everyone in the room. There are various likes in this scene that make it so hilarious, but this one surely takes the top spot. 5. I used to have homing pigeons, but they were homeless, too. The best line from Cat Williams' One of Them Days character Lucky. Cat Williams as Lucky in One of Them Guys. On their way into the payday loan store, Droz and Alyssa become acquainted with Lucky, a homeless man who's already fallen victim to the loan company's interest rates. Cat Williams' character in One of Them Days is reminiscent of a Tyler Perry creation in some ways, yet is one of the funniest things in the movie, which is no mean feat. Almost every line he speaks is funny, but the best quote of the lot is this absurd explanation for why he can no longer navigate his way around. When Rose runs into Lucky by coincidence, she asks him if he used a GPS tracker to locate her and Alyssa. No, he replies. As if to clarify his answer, he adds, I used to have homing pigeons, but they were homeless too, so they kept flying around. This utterly preposterous explanation feels like the kind of line that stand-up comedian Williams might have ad-libbed himself. It goes down a treat, as do so the overwhelming majority of the jokes in One of Them Days.